Welcome to Body Talks by Body Artisan. So my name is Claire Neunmann. I'm 42 and I'm from England. I've been living in Bali for 2.5, nearly 3 years now. So who am I? So I'm a former world champion, 2 times bikini bodybuilder, fitness model. Working in that industry, in that space for over 5 years. I am a master personal trainer, a yoga teacher, a mindfulness coach, a registered nutritional therapist and functional medicine practitioner. I'm also, so my specialism is working with women just like you. But I'm really also working with women to help activate and channel energy. So Claire Neunmann, I am a channel. I am a singer. I'm a vocal frequency activation, vibration channeler. I channel messages from the cosmos and beyond, and also from Mother Earth. To help you unlock your feminine energy and your superpower as a woman. So I combine nutritional therapy, functional medicine, sound frequency activation, movement. I'm also a dancer, embodiment dance coach as well. The fitness, the yoga. I'm a one-stop shop for women. So I'm here with my beautiful, wonderful sister, my friend, who's also celebrating International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day. So I'm going to give space to her to introduce herself.
Okay. Bueno, hola, my name is Karen Neunmann. I'm a musician and I'm a DJ. I'm originally from Chile and I'm really happy to be here celebrating the International Women's Day with my amazing friend and amazing training that she's been changing my life lately.
Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you. Oh, yes. So I also forgot to mention that I'm from England, if you can't tell already from my accent. So where shall we begin? So, as I said, I've been in this industry and working in this space for over a decade. A little bit more background about myself is through my competing career, I experienced many highs, but then the extreme lows through like overtraining and under eating, and really only eating like 5 different foods for about 5 years as well. And I ended up with extreme malnutrition. My hair was falling out. My skin was so dull and lackluster, and like my nails were breaking. I didn't have a period for, like nearly 4 years. So that led me to then study at the Institute of Optimum Nutrition to help women, as I said, just like you and Karen, from like getting in the mess that I got in. And it's really about actually coming in line with our menstrual cycle. And our menstrual cycle is the key to everything. Our hormones, right, are our key to everything. And this is what I've been helping Karen with, is like actually understanding that we have 4 phases of our menstrual cycle. And now through those 4 phases, how you eat can dramatically change your hormones and how you feel. So Karen, would you like to give a little bit of what we've been doing and like how your energy first has changed? I think energy is a big one for you, and how that's been affected by what we've been doing together.
Yeah, I mean, for me, all my life I've been suffering for my cycle. I have a lot of pain usually, and I get really bad mood sometimes.
The red rage, as we like to call it.
But now, since I've been doing all these treatments, we can say with Claire, the food, what you eat, what you don't eat, and the exercise we've been doing is, I see the changes. And actually, I'm really happy. I think it's just a change of life. And, and you don't know this kind of things as that someone can help you this way. And yeah, definitely, I think all the women should know that you have different treatments to do this, and just you don't have to be to all this pain all the time.
Yeah,
And
definitely. Definitely. Thank you so much for that. And I'm so
Amazing.
proud of you. I'm so proud of you for the work that you've been doing. And, always asking questions. Like, questions are so important, that to understand and really understand why things are happening in the body and why you're experiencing all this pain. So, one of the biggest topics, and we're in Ramadan at the moment, aren't we? And so that's fasting. So fasting is an incredible tool for balancing hormones. However, we have, as we said, different phases of our cycle and different levels of our hormone. So particularly if we're talking about, well, first of all, let's talk about what the 4 phases of our cycle are. So we have our menstrual phase, which is our bleed, aka our period, right? And then that usually lasts for about kind of like 5 to 7 days. Our bleed can actually, and our blood can tell us so much about our health. But this is not the time to be fasting. And me and Karen have been through this quite a lot, actually, because Karen was fasting through this phase of the cycle, and this was actually really affecting her energy and the pain level. Karen?
Yeah, a lot.
So the reason why is because when you're bleeding, you're going through a big detoxification, and detoxification is energy expensive, is what we call it. Yeah. So you need to fuel that detoxification process, and you're also losing blood, even if your period is normal. So you have a normal bleed, you are still losing blood. So what's one of the main components that you lose is iron, and so iron needs to be replenished. So you definitely don't want to be fasting, and vitamin B12 as well. So this predominantly comes from animal protein as well. So I do recommend that you eat red meat if you're not a vegetarian or vegan at this time. So and you just need energy. You just need more energy when you're bleeding. You need to replenish that energy. And so Karen, what's been your experience with how we've changed things when you have been on your cycle, on your period, but now you've been actually eating well?
Yeah, exactly. Especially with the energy, how you say. Before, for me, it was like maybe 4 days a month that I'm in bed. I have a lot of back pain, which is now I don't have. And definitely energy is just different. It's like I told you, you've been changing my life in so many different points, especially with the exercising also, but the way how you eat and what are the different foods that you combine. That's, I think, is the clue, and that's like...
It's so cool, isn't it? When you really understand about nutrients and how to combine nutrients.
Exactly,
So just going back to also when I was talking about iron and B12, so if you are a vegan or vegetarian, what is the best source? Where can you get this iron and B12? So we're looking at your dark leafy greens, particularly spinach, Popeye feeds those muscles, but it's also the most amazing form of what we call non-heme iron. But what's very important is if you are only eating a plant source of iron, you need to combine it with vitamin C, because it helps with the absorption and the transformation of that iron so your body can actually process it. So that's one of my top tips there. So fasting is an absolute no-go when you are bleeding. Okay, so that's phase number 1. Then we move into what we call our follicular phase. So the follicular phase is when, so also just to mention, sorry, for your menstrual phase, your estrogen, your progesterone are at their lowest points. So this is also why your energy is lower. Now, we also have serotonin. I think we all know what serotonin is. Serotonin is our a technique. It's not hormone. It's actually a neurotransmitter. It's our happy hormone. And I like to call serotonin estrogen's wingwoman, because they're skipping hand in hand together. Yep, right. And so when estrogen is low, serotonin is low. So we also want to boost serotonin, so we can do that also through different foods like dark chocolate. Yes, so we can eat chocolate when we're on our periods. So that actually contains something called tryptophan, and tryptophan is what we call a precursor to serotonin, and also turkey. So turkey is not just for Christmas. No. So this is also what I've been teaching Karen about, what these foods contain. So as we move into the follicular phase, your estrogen starts to rise. Yeah.
Yes.
And so that's what then gives you the strength and a boost. It's starting to make you feel happier. Progesterone is still low. We also have what we call follicle stimulating hormone. So that actually comes from what we call the pituitary gland, that it's in the brain. It's like the post office manager, and it sends the signals down to the ovaries to be like, right, let's stimulate some estrogen. And so that estrogen starts to rise.
Wow.
So as the estrogen is rising, this is then could be the perfect time to introduce fasting, because we are having more energy naturally. Yeah, we've finished our bleed. So as long as we've fed ourselves well through the menstrual phase, then we're moving into where we can do, I wouldn't say at the beginning we want to do fasting, but we want to really look at kind of potentially like an intermittent fasting. And that's another thing we've been speaking to Karen about. And what is intermittent fasting? It's breaking your fast. So generally for women, it's recommended to start at around kind of 15 hours. So you have your last meal, before, maybe like 3 hours, 4 hours before you go to bed. And then 15 hours later, you then break your fast. So breakfast is breaking your fast, right? That's what that term is. And you have a beautiful, sumptuous breakfast with all the nutrients, lovely protein, your complex carbohydrates. You've got the beautiful vegetables and like colorful vegetables. We want to eat color. Color is our best friend, but then also green vegetables, and particularly broccoli is amazing for helping with estrogen and the right type of estrogen. And again, we're coming back to detoxification. Exactly. Estrogen is detoxified in 3 different ways in the body. So you have it's called 2-OH, 4-OH, and 16-OH. Is the shorter terms. We don't need to go into too much detail about those. But basically, you have the protective route, and then the one that creates, so the 4-OH, what we call carcinogenic. And that's what can then start to create estrogen imbalance and hormonal symptoms, that pain, PMS, like swollen breasts. And then that's the same with the 16-OH. So broccoli, a cup of broccoli a day keeps your bad estrogen at bay. So it funnels your estrogen down the protective route, that 2-OH. And again, that's another thing that I've been teaching Karen. And Karen is wonderful because she takes on all of this knowledge. She's like a sponge and wants to learn. But you also love broccoli, don't you?
I love broccoli. And the way you cook. It's amazing.
Yeah. So would you actually just like to give a little bit more information? Information was kind of the wrong word, but how I've been teaching you how to cook. Exactly. And how we've been eating at home.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't cook too much. I used to maybe cook too much, the broccoli or the carrots and stuff, and you will lose all the vitamins.
Thank you for mentioning that, Karen. Yeah,
exactly. And I mean, the way I'm eating now is so much healthy, and also eggs.
Yeah,
because we have all this myth about the eggs, right? Yes. And you explain me also that, and come on, it's a really good source of protein in the morning, and
also fats as well.
exactly. And also with bread, which I was always telling Claire, I should not eat bread, which is like, no, you're wrong. You can eat bread. It's just when you eat it and with, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. So let's touch on that a little bit more. Thank you, Karen, for that. Yes. So fats. And many women, many women are scared of fats and are scared of carbs, right? And that like so scared of these things, but they are food.
And you need the carbs.
You
also.
need the carbs for energy, but the fats. So good healthy fats, anti-inflammatory fats, and so eggs particularly, they have all the amazing fats, and they contain something called choline. Now, choline is an amazing component of fat, but is also what makes our steroid hormones, and steroid hormones are our female hormones. They are absolutely essential. Eggs are essential, and people are like removing the egg yolks. So you have it's crazy. One, it's yummy, and we need them for the fat-soluble vitamins too, and to also keep the integrity of our cells. So we have like what's called a lipid membrane around all of our cells, and it allows nutrients in and out. And then moving on to the carbohydrates. Now, not all carbohydrates are made equal, my lovely ladies. So we have our simple carbohydrates, which are like our white breads, our white pastas, just sugar in itself. And then we have our complex carbohydrates. Okay, so our complex carbohydrates have much more fiber, and that slows down the absorption of the sugar. So combining your complex carbohydrates, your good healthy fats, we're also talking about extra virgin olive oil, oily fish, so anti-inflammatory. So we want to be looking at anti-inflammatory fats. We want to stay away from seed oils and like fried fatty foods, and good quality proteins. It's all about the balance. So then we'd move into our ovulation phase. So that is the third phase, and that is really when, say, your estrogen is super high, you're ovulating. This is time to make a baby if you want to have a baby. And also testosterone is peaking a little bit. Again, this is a perfect time to be fasting as well. So you have these two phases, which are the perfect time to do your fasting. Yeah. And then we move into the luteal phase. So the luteal phase, so if you've ovulated well, your estrogen rises, and then it starts to come down. And as your estrogen comes down in the luteal phase, your progesterone starts to rise, and luteinizing hormone as well. So it's luteinizing hormone and then progesterone. And again, so this is now not the time to be fasting, because we need to get our bodies ready for the bleed. Yeah. So we have two phases, so follicular and ovulation for the fasting. And then we have luteal and menstrual, no fasting. So it's easy, right? When you learn how to do that, and it's about the food combining, making sure that you have all the nutrients that you need to help with detoxification of the hormones, and then to boost the levels or bring things down. So we're going to go through so much more about nutrition, detoxification. And here at Body Talks, Body Artisan, we do amazing treatments for the body. But what's so important is then what you're assisting these treatments with. It's not just like we say, like a magic pill or a magic treatment. You need to understand your phases of your cycle, nutrition, how to exercise as well. We've got not enough time today to cover all of these things, but we're going to have so many more episodes about this. And yeah, so it's just so beautiful to really talk about this. Anything you would like to share, Karen, just to close?
No, I mean, about the fasting, I was doing my fasting really wrong, because I just say in here that you're supposed to fast and I didn't have any knowledge how to do it, and I was really didn't see any result, and I think it was the worst. But after you explain me everything and when to do it and how you actually break your fasting, that's really important, and all these kind of things. And I can, can't wait to still learning from you, and also I cannot wait to see the treatments that we have here.
Yeah, fantastic treatments. Amazing. Yes, so I would actually just like to close because we're an International Women's Day and we're talking all about the phases of the cycle. I'm going to do a little bit of a womb activation and a clearing meditation that you can do at any time. And I've also been doing this a lot with Karen as well. So I have my beautiful trusted singing bowl that's been with me for many years. So what we're going to do now is, if you find yourself in a nice comfortable position, you can be in the lotus position, or you can be with your feet connecting into the ground, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Beautiful. Closing your eyes. And just connecting into the space between your eyebrows, nice, soft and relaxed. If your feet are on the floor, feeling the connection of all four corners of your feet. If you're seated in a lotus position or a nice meditation position, feeling the root of your body connecting into the earth. And now we draw the energy from the core of the earth all the way through our feet, through our roots. We draw the beautiful energy into our womb space. We take a nice deep breath in from our nose. And a sigh from the mouth. And breathing in. And sighing out. One more breathing in. A nice detoxifying breath out of the mouth. And now a nice easy breath. But really focusing your attention and intention into your womb space. I'm going to ask you this question. How do you feel about your period? How do you feel about your menstrual cycle? Do you know about your menstrual cycle? And how did you feel when you first came on your period? Sit with these questions on what emotions arise within your womb space. We welcome our bleed, we nourish our bodies to thrive, to regulate. If we're on our period, our moon right now, we encourage our blood to flow and detoxify our womb space. We don't hold on to the negative emotions that may arise at this time of the month. We let the emotions flow just like the blood flows. Take another nice deep breath in now. I'm releasing any unwanted, stuck emotions. One more inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. So you can come back to this beautiful womb meditation at any point, and I will be guiding you through so many more meditations and breath exercises I'm just going to close this space, taking a deep breath in myself. Closing with an om. Welcome back. Okay. Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure and our pleasure to welcome you to International Women's Day today.